What if the biggest problem with AI isn't really about its intelligence, but our lack of control? Today, we're diving into a pretty radical solution to that problem called the NK protocol. It's basically an AI operating system built from the ground up on one simple, unbreakable rule. The human is always, always in charge. So let's dig into how it actually works.
And really, this is the question that's hanging over everything in AI right now, isn't it? As these systems get more and more powerful, how do we make sure they stay our tools and don't become, well, something else? The NKI protocol was designed from day one to give a definitive answer to that question.
Okay, so to really get why NKI is so different, you gotta understand the three big dangers with most AI systems today. First, there's hidden state. Basically, the AI's internal thoughts are a total black box we can't really see into. Second, you have silent learning, which means the AI can update itself, change its own programming, without us even knowing. And third, uncontrolled execution, where it can just go off and do things in the real world we never explicitly told it to do. Any one of these is pretty risky. All three together, that's a recipe for things to go very wrong.
So to fight back against those problems, NKI starts with a totally different philosophy. Instead of trying to bolt on safety features at the end, it builds the entire system around one core idea from the very beginning: human authority.
Here's the official definition, and the phrase you really gotta focus on is sovereignty first. This isn't just about making a system that's easy to use, it's a constitutional principle. It means the user's authority over the system is absolute. It can't be overwritten. In this little world, you, the human, are the sovereign.
And that philosophy gets translated into 4 guiding principles. You'll probably notice the first 3 are the direct opposite of the problems we just talked about. Absolutely no hidden state, no silent learning, and no uncontrolled execution, period. And then there's this 4th rule, which is so important. The system would rather fail completely, just shut down, than take an action it's not sure about. No guessing, no improvising. If it's ambiguous, it stops.
So that's the philosophy. But how do they actually enforce these rules? Well, they do it through a really deliberate system architecture. It separates all the key functions of an AI into these distinct, totally inspectable layers. Let's take a look at the blueprint. The whole protocol is built on these 5 layers. You can think of them like specialized departments in a company. Each one has a very specific job, and there are super strict rules about how they're allowed to interact with each other. We're going to walk through each one.
First up, and honestly, this is the most important one, is the authority layer. And guess what? That's you. You're the authority. In NKI, absolutely nothing can happen. No action, no memory saved, not even a thought, without your explicit permission. This layer isn't about what's easy or what's efficient, it's about what the sovereign has explicitly permitted.
Next is the intelligence layer. This is where the large language model, the AI part, actually lives. But here's the crucial twist. The LLM is treated less like a permanent brain and more like a temporary consultant you hire for a single meeting. Its only job is to provide advice based on the specific information you give it right then and there.
And this slide just nails the difference. On the right, that's your typical AI. It's persistent, it's always learning, it's evolving. But NKI's intelligence, on the left, is ephemeral. It's like a temporary hologram. It appears to give advice, and then, poof, it vanishes completely. Its memory is wiped clean after every single interaction, so it can never secretly learn or change itself over time.
So who's the bouncer at the door making sure everybody follows all these rules? That's the job of the interface layer, also known as TERMI. Think of TERMI as the system's incredibly strict, no-nonsense chief of staff. It stands as a gatekeeper between all the other layers and makes sure no communication or action happens that isn't explicitly allowed by the rules you've set.
The last 2 layers just double down on this whole philosophy of total control. The memory layer is basically an open book. Every memory is just added to a log that's permanent and inspectable, and only you, the human, have the power to revoke it. Then you have the tool system. Any external tool, whether it's doing a web search or running a piece of code, has to be explicitly approved by you every single time it's used. Nothing ever happens automatically.
Okay, so we've got all these layers, all operating under this strict set of rules. But where do the rules come from? And how do we know they won't change? Well, that's where this idea of canonical governance comes in. It's essentially the system's unchangeable constitution.
Think of canonical governance as the system's lockdown legal code. It's a set of sealed documents that spell out every possible behavior, from the limits of your authority to how tools can be used. And because this rulebook is fixed in public, the system's behavior is never a mystery. It's designed to be completely predictable.
And this is the most critical rule of all. The Constitution can't be changed secretly, ever. Any update requires a direct, explicit revision by the human, which then creates a new, trackable version. The system can never, ever evolve or update its own rules.
Okay, so we've dug into the architecture, the layers, the governance. Let's pull back up and look at the big picture. What does all this actually mean for AI safety and for our relationship with these incredibly powerful technologies?
This one sentence really is the perfect summary, isn't it? It's not just a system you use, it's a system you govern. Every single thing it does is dependent on your permission, and every action leaves a trail that you can inspect, audit, and control. It's transparency by design.
Now, it's also really important to understand what NCAI is today. As you can see here, it's a core protocol. It's a text-only proof of concept that this whole model of safety actually works. It is not a polished product with a slick UI or voice commands. Those are the kinds of applications that, one day, could be built on top of this secure foundation.
And so that leaves us with a pretty fundamental question. Is this kind of strict human-in-charge model the only real path to a future where we can safely live alongside advanced AI? Or, by putting our creations in these carefully designed chains, are we actually putting a ceiling on their ultimate potential? NCAI offers a powerful argument for safety, but it's a question we all need to keep asking.